Hey guys, we're back with Somber Tingo. Okay, so we see this now. Okay, so oh, that's why I thought I only had two that were attacking. So the war elephants that I had, I wanted to see how many there were because normally there's like two or three, and instead there's seven. So like, it's not just bad; it's incredibly bad. I'm very scared. We took the jaguar tribe. Um, and then this is more of a gold. I actually got 470 gold rather than the 20. It's still not like humongous from last time, but or it's not humongous, but it's better than last. So right here, go to this province. We took this woods here. We took these two, both of these woods, which were absolutely necessary. And if you see, the southern end has now we kind of don't have any place to go other than the monstrosity of a throne. So we've also got Arcocephali here and Hinam, and these two are going to be our southern border. They're on it. So Arcocephali has got these little flying wind riders in the neck because they can do what my white centaurs do, which go in back and kill the commander. But these guys fly. So my white centaurs can sometimes people can intercept them. They can get held up on guys. These wind riders just go up in the air and then come right down on the heads of the commanders. So they're really nasty. I don't have any troops near this desert, so I'm probably gonna lose it. But I don't want to lose the desert and the woods. So I'm gonna make a dash for this woods, and that'll probably be our border. So all of a sudden, I'm starting to get very hedged in. Now the goal is for me is to get about 18 to 20 provinces by turn 12. Turn 8 right now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm doing really well. Normally, I've got 15 provinces per player, so like I've only got to get 3 more, and I've got my set. Right. Yeah, I've got 4 more turns. I need 3 more. Yeah, because it turn 12 is they go by years, so every year is a month. Yeah, and so every turn is a month, and so like I kind of for me the goal is by turn 12 to get X amount, and for me I know that I've done expansions where I've gotten like 20 plus as uh as pan, but this I you kind of I got really bad independence. I've got like all these elephants everywhere, and I've got barbarians everywhere, and it wasn't. I mean, Yomi got some really good independence. I mean, they still got really good. I mean, it's like militia and archers, um, heavy infantry, militias, and light. I mean, they got really easy. But his expansion parties kind of suck. So if we had been swapped, it would have been ideal. I would love to have been here. Like all these woods here would have been so nice. And then he really needs mountains. So he got 1 mountain. I got 4 mountains, and he got like a ton of woods, and I got woods way away. And the nice thing is it forms a perimeter, so we're gonna have like I'm gonna put forts in all these places. It should be pretty easy to defend. But yeah, it still would have been nice to have. We always get that. Like when I played Yomi, he got all the mountains, and I didn't get any. So it's like every single time we play it the same way. So what I did that's called a ping, and what this guy does is like he sits in the back left hand corner, and then he retreats right away. If you see, like we get to look and see what their formation. And with independence, they never move. So every time you attack them, they're going to be the same place. So these are the elephants, and so yeah, they've. I'm kind of surprised. I don't exactly know why they've. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So if you see this guy in the front has got a little peg here, And do you know why he's got that? So if they if they get scared, they run away. And historically, they would run their own troops, and when they ran through their own troops, they would kill their own troops. So what you would do is that they'd have this guy in front, and if the elephant started going crazy, they would kill the elephant. So it wouldn't kill your own troops. But these elephants actually don't do that. They'll actually they'll run away, and they'll literally trample your own. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that the icon doesn't match. And what I don't understand is why you wouldn't have a bowman up here. It feels like a bowman kind of. And what are you gonna do? Are you gonna use that sword with on the elephant? Maybe throw it. What's this dude up front doing? Like, I just I I don't really see. I mean, to me, it would you'd have one guy that would be like holding the reins, and one guy that would be like a bow and arrow or something. Yeah, it's literally a spike and a hammer. No, don't want to get too gruesome with it, but that's kind of it's the way to put an animal down, and it's instantaneous. Um, so like but it doesn't happen, and they don't actually. It'd be interesting if it would, if they started to get to where they were going to trample their own troops, that they just and died. Oh well. But yeah, this is like this stuff up here is really easy to kill. But these guys right here are kind of scary. I have picked up these. Oh, I got somebody else over here. Huh. Okay, so I did end up moving this dude over here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to construct either a lab or a temple, probably a lab. And then I've started making a pan, and I need to move him over. He's slow though, so. And then I can make a fort in one turn. I can magic up a fort. So I'm going to put a lab down here. I'm going to put a temple here, and then we're going to get hopefully my scales will start spreading. In the meantime, those guys are going to go that way. These guys are probably going to start building up, so that I can. Oh, these are my first maenads too. So these are the women that come in to the woods, and these are going to be my chap. Yeah, and dance. And then we're going to lead them off, and then they're going to stop dancing and start like knocking down forts. They're my siege chaff. They're what killed the castles. I don't really know how they do that. But yeah, they are gonna knock down the castle. So, yeah, in the battle.
And that
Oh, their stats.
I know on this point, woman,
Yeah, they what they've got is they've got this trample, and what they'll do is they'll run over your troops,
um,
and it's the trample that's scary. I tell you that we'll see it, but I don't. What size are they? Actually, we will see it. We'll see it. They're size 6, so yeah, they're as big as they can get. They're I don't know, like that's the other thing in real life. Elephants are not size 6. Size 6 is supposed to be like monstrosity big, and elephants are big compared to us, but they're not. I mean, like gigantic, like cyclops giant type big. So like, and even I don't know the cyclops are. Um, but yeah. So real quick, we'll go into our new neighbors. And I think we're going to highlight the Arcocephali and match for. And I kind of did talk about them before, how they got these flying guys that can go up in the air and then land. They're kind of like my white centaurs, so they've got a couple attacks. They got a first strike. So their first strike is really powerful. Um, but other than like they're size 4, so you can only have one per hex. Whereas or no, yeah, you can only have one per square. So they don't. Mine are size 3, so that you can fit 2 in a square. So that's kind of better. So these guys are a little bit easier to kill if you get to them. Their attack skill is very meh. but they're going to get a bless that probably adds attack skill. And they're going to have a choice, kind of like we did, between do they want attack skill or do they want fire resist. That's just player based. Some people think one way is superior, some people say another, and you get two Dominion players together talking about which bless is better, and no, they don't agree. It's like different sects of Protestants. It's like you're both Protestants. Well, the minute details. Do you hold the child underwater or do you sprinkle them with water? Do you believe in predestination or do you believe in free will? It's like little things. Well, do you believe in attack skill is better? Do you believe fire resist? Well, who are you fighting against? And does it matter? And blah blah blah. And you get all these different things where it's like it's very it's very you get very like a lot of debate.
So
What do I think? Attack skill's best, but no, fish fish likes fire. That's what we do. I don't know if it mattered too much with these guys. It's kind of their first attack is so important that they absolutely need attack. Memoria. So these guys have really kind of cool guys that are these philosophers. They have absolutely no magic, and they're really easy to like. They're 65 gold, and they give you 10 research. So they're really cool. And not only that, but if you have sloth, which is like the opposite of making lots of mineral stuff, then they'll research more. So they're actually 12 research or 13 research. So they're super efficient researchers. And then what's it? It gives you spells. So I'll show you that. And then you've also got these Oriads, which will seduce, so they can
yeah,
kind of like my guys do. Only they have way better paths. Uh,
they're
way
better
better.
at suggesting.
They're better at if they get rejected, they're better at getting revenge. So,
They're
yeah, they're the creepy the creepy nose breathers of don't take no well. The other thing is that they've got these chariots that will trample, and tramplers are very scary against fish because he's got these little guys, and they don't stop horses. They treads. Um, so yep, that's Arcocephali. Really good nation, probably one of the strongest gay nations there is um, out there. And then his partner is Hinam, if I can find them, and they're like giants. So they got these milk carts that are really really scary. They eat their own people. So if they sit on a province, they actually eat them. They're very good at finding virgins so that you can sacrifice them for blood magic. Uh, yeah, their sacreds are really good too. Lots of hit points, pretty big size, good protection. They have a but the thing is they're not gonna have a giant bless. They're not gonna have like a regen bless. They're gonna have like a well, I mean I don't know, maybe they'll go with this, but the wind riders normally need some sort of rainbow bless. These guys are better late game, where it and Arco's kind of an all around. So these guys getting to late game would be kind of scary. We don't want them to get to late. We kind of want them dying pretty quickly. Uh-huh. And so that's our southern border. We're gonna be fighting over these provinces. We don't get a hold of them. I let because I kind of have mine are already all of my provinces or my borders pretty much set. And if I bump here, we bump. I'm not too worried. It's my expansion parties are not that big. His aren't that big, so we don't really care if we bump too much. Um, Now Vish is gonna care if he bumps, but oh well. I think he wants to bump. I think he wants to. Up north we've met up with Nibelheim, who are the gigantic guys with ice aura. So that's kind of scary over here, but we don't have a very big border with them. We're not too worried. And then I think that I'm gonna wait till next turn to go into Zabalba because we can talk about this. So, we're kind of going slow because we're going through all the nations. I'm not. I normally just blow over them.
I know Steve, like, they're like around it. So you could more. I mean, eventually, I mean, more, but that's about it. You're only training for.
That was the funny thing about this. We when I got this when I like put it up, it was put up for like intermediate plus, like people that actually knew what they were doing. Because if you get a new player will really throw the game. If you see, like I'm expanding very well, and I don't even have an awake pretender. An awake is like a big monster that goes around and provinces. I don't have one. A lot of other players will end up having one. They're either awake or dormant, or what means like turn 12. A lot of the people had that so that they had these massive starts. And I mean, I wasn't disappointed. We had all the players. I mean, you can see like Ulm has already pushed to my border.
Yeah.
Atlantis has already pushed to mine. Bomoria has pushed to mine. Zabalba, I think their cap ends up being way up here too. So like Zabalba is going wild, and that's one of the thing about Diplo is that already people are talking about killing Zabalba.
Oh,
So they're trying to get us to help kill him because he's kind of encroaching on our territory down here. But if you see this, if you see like 7 guys, uh, something went south here. So I think Zabalba tried to kill this and they failed. So they were trying to expand pretty aggressive, and I think he came up and he talked to me like, oh, "Can I keep that?" And I'm like, I've got nothing in the area. I'm like, now if I had something in the area, I'd probably been like, no, shove off. Or if you want to bounce, we can bounce. But
and then you know,
yeah, it's not woods. Well, I mean, it's not like it's just like I can't, and it's not worth fighting. It's not like being like I'm gonna take it, so bounce off, or like, or shove off when I can't. I literally can't get to it right now. So I think I told him like I might get to it in a turn or two. So if you're gonna take it quickly. And I think I also told him that like I'm already hedged to the south. So yeah, we got a lot of players that did really well. That being said, Marverni, I mean, I guess they took 2 of their provinces in their cap circle. I'm pretty amazed that Vish didn't just go up and take his cap circle. um, I'm kind of curious. I know he watches these, and I'm kind of curious as to why he didn't take the cap circle, because that would be Vish's style. One interesting thing is that normally I don't, maybe I mean I don't remember Vish using Jotun Spearman when in Featherfall, which is the other YouTube videos I've put up. I think he used just big guys, but um, they've got these really big guys. I'll show you real quick without going over them too much. Um, they've got like these gigantic giants that just take a bless wonderfully. They've got everything you'd ever want. You've got giant hit points. You've got a cold aura, good magic resist. Not really good attack skill, but comparable to the other ones. So these guys are pretty awesome. And that's why you kind of expand with them. But seeing these like crappy guys, don't know. Okay, well, I want to get into turns, so let's move on to turns. So we're back to 2 each. I just there's no place else to expand. So like
yeah.
usually I'd be having 4 per turn at this, but because of the level of indies that I'm fighting against, plus the um just like everybody encroaching on my territory, I'm not able to do so. Yeah, exactly. So Vish does a good expand. We have absolutely no losses, which right, we got 2 computers here and a ton of. And then we kill all these deer tribe without taking. And then this is actually really important because Yomi is attacking. these lava born, and these lava born have really good protection. A massive hit, like 24 damage, will kill anything. And they've also got this heat aura, which will put guys to sleep. Now the thing about Yomi is they've got these fire resistant dudes that like, it's not they enjoy the heat. But these guys, I mean, I'm kind of surprised he didn't take more. And I'm kind of curious in this replay how it works. These are just independent, but they're really good independent. They're better than barbarian. But if you see, like, his guys are actually lighting on fire because it's so hot. Yeah, it looks like he took more damage in this one. But yeah, he only lost 6 guys. Yeah. And then we got a wound fiend amulet. This is actually really cool if I can. Uh, it's affliction resistance. So if you get hit, there's a chance of you getting very badly hit, your arm getting chopped off, or like a permanent wound, or something that's really bad. And so if you got like a really big guy that you want to fight an army, sometimes the army does a little damage, and when they do a little damage, sometimes you'll get wounded, and then your guy, like, if he loses an eye, he's toast. Or if he loses an arm, he's toast. So you put this on him, and it makes it so he's less likely to lose an arm or head or something like that. I think there are guys that can lose a head, and yeah, I don't know how. But then you got like Cyclops, which they lose their eye, and it's their only eye, and that's really bad. So I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send this off. What I'll do is I'll send a magic item to Yomi fish, and then these guys are probably. I think it's time for us to go and deal with these Ellis, or maybe but we're gonna leave these until a lot later because we don't really have to take them. Now we took this. We took this woods. They took the desert just like I thought they would, and our border in the south is completely finished. Like I said, I promised these ones away, and this one's mine. Uh, and then up north, he finally went in and took that province again, like he promised. Um, so we've got a little bit more time to go over Zabalba real quick. Now the reason why Zabalba, and I can't actually show you, but Zabalba gets these really good units. I can't remember what we call them, like cats. They look like cats. They're flying jaguars or something like that, and they're very very cheap to make. They cost blood slaves, and blood slaves are really easy to get if you have a good blood searcher. Okay, so these guys are no. So what I'm looking for is this little blood searcher. It's easier for them to find virgins for the blood sacrifice. And so yeah, Dominions is not a good place to be uh if you're a virgin. So it's what the old that's what they used to that's the reason why the tales used to be like, and then they sacrificed the virgin to the dragon, right? I mean, you go up to a girl and be like, you don't want the dragon to eat you.
So horrible.
I mean, it is pretty, I don't know if that's actually the reason, but when I was thinking about why the heck was it always like, what's so special about this? I mean, to me, if I was a big old dragon, I mean, care. It's like food is food. But so my guess is that it's some lecherous old guy that's trying to think of some way to get more girls. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I mean, yeah, whatever. So these guys are. What's cool about these guys is that they're natural blood searchers. They're really really cheap, 70 goldie, and they work as researchers too. So it's really easy for her to get blood slaves. Oh, I get tired. I need some coffee. It's really easy for them to get blood slaves and then turn those into the kitty cats that fly, and then you just get like ridiculous amounts of them, and they're ridiculously good units. But that doesn't happen until later in the game. So these guys are very scary late. Early on, they're not that scary. It's kind of, I mean, an 18 gold unit for 9 hit points is kind of crappy, but they fly. So that's kind of the secret to them. The guy that's playing Hinnom, the giants that eat their own people, I saw him win a game with Zabalba, and he used these scorpions, these little scorpions with 1 gold for 1 hit point. If you play, if like you like pull a game up and just try it out, you can recruit like 50 to 100 of these guys. It's only 50 to 100 gold, which is like, remember my white centaurs cost 55. You get 55 of these guys for the same cost of my white centaur. And so it takes a lot of finesse, and I wasn't able to do it. I tried to practice it, and I couldn't do it, but just you rocked face with these guys because it this thing is armor piercing, so it's they like your armor's half, and if it gets through, it does poison damage, which is huge. So it's like a really like it's armor piercing and pierce damage, so it's like negates like 70% of your armor. So it's not as bad as what it looks. Um, but but at the same time, they're easy to hit and they don't take a lot of damage. So mhm.
like over here, only six, there are like that.
Yeah, you call it. We literally call it Doom Stack. So you take your Doom Stack and you attack there. The thing is that later on, the magic's gonna be more important than the army. Right now, because you, it's not really magic, but the bless is kind of magic. It's technically it's magic, but like the bless is where you're getting all of these magic spells early. Because you get like there later you get regeneration and you get natural protection. But this is kind of front loading your unit. Later you can get all that bless stuff on all of your units. And that's why I want these main ads because these well I don't but like these crappy main ads. I mean if you look at them like they're zero protection, literally zero protection. They got like average. All this stuff is average, but crappy protection. They're gonna die like crazy. But if I put on the if I do magically give them protection and I magically give them regeneration and I magically make them fly and I magically make them where they're hard to hit, all of a sudden these little main ads that are crappy become uber killers. And not only that, but they're berserkers, so like they've already got something that I can't magic berserk. Like it's one of those things you don't really want to do. Because then you berserk your whole army, and then your magic users take their magic wands and start beating up ogres with their magic. It doesn't go well for the magic guy.
So, like, race,
No, any magic versus you'll see that later. That's one thing that's really nice about this is that I have a couple battles where I don't have magic and they don't have magic, and you'll see the difference between magic and no magic. And one of the ways that you can tell the difference between a new player and an old player, like if you see, I've got my research is literally zero. I have zero research so far, and a lot of new players are just like, I mean, by turn 9, I've got zero research, and that would just bother them so much. And so they keep, even though they're playing a nation that's very front loaded and that needs to get ahead early. Um, Now, not to say that I don't need research, I do need the research, but I need to make sure that I get my land quickly because other nations are going to be out there looking for a weak opponent. And if I'm sitting at home uh, with just research, they're gonna eat me first. And so that's kind of the I I don't really like research until later. Although you'll see later on like what happens. I start getting so okay. So I'm continuing on with Zabalba. Their teammate, okay, Omadon, the flavor of the worst Tinder date. Okay, so the worst Tinder date ever. Uh, normally do like we have like gender equality and mama core. And what was mine? I think, oh yeah, I did the super woke disciple because you have like you have awake form and stuff like that. So mine's super woke, man spreader. And do you know what man spreading is? You know those idiots on the subway that like have their legs really far apart to try to
Oh yeah,
get.
we had the word.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably like man spreading is like almost a cuss word, and but yeah. Um, but yeah, so where is worst Tinder date? Okay, so Veritos is also late because they kind of I hate this nation. I absolutely hate this. They do have elephants, and there's that elephant expand. That's like you actually use these guys to expand your, and it's probably one of the best expands because it's a good elephant. These elephants are actually really good. These are the same ones that I got in that province are the good ones. And so you can expand with these guys. They've got these bride and waitings, which are really good, like have good paths as well. They have a whole bunch of really good summons. They get a Talkeen, which is a really, really powerful unit that normally you only get it in one nation. They get them. You can also get the Mel cards. Do you remember the Mel cards from that we saw earlier from Hinnom? These guys. So these guys take 4 recruitment points, so it's 2 turns to get. The other nation can literally summon them for blood. So really easy to get. They are a late game. You get really scared of them late. I think that they've also got the sages are 80 gold for 11 research points. So they're really really good as well for research. So kind of they've also got like air 2 mages which are really good. Possible to go. They've got like really good mage diversity, but their troops are kind of crap. 14 protection is better than average, but I mean it's really expensive. So yeah, 14 gold for a peon. It's normally 10
Oh,
gold. Yeah, normally it's like 10 gold. So like it's it's 40% more expensive than the average group. And all you're getting out of it, the reason why it's more expensive is for the 2 hit points. And let's be honest, if something's gonna deal 10 points of damage to you, it's probably gonna deal 12 points of damage to you too. But like it's one of those you just can't it's I don't think it's worth the money. But they do have some. These guys are really cheap, so you get 10 gold for 10 hit points. And they've got a javelin, which is a a good weapon. But again, 9 protection. So I don't know. I don't really like the nation. This is the one the guy that I played my Femoria game. He's Niflheim in this game. He took Baratos and like he we finally got him to late game. He he summoned his first Mel card. I mean, he was finally coming online. The whole game, I'm having to pull him out of the fire. Twice I pulled him out of the fire because he just, I mean, it's not he's not a bad player. He just, the and he's finally got his Mel cards and he's finally got his research, and then we won the next turn. He literally, he
what?
literally, he literally attacked with his first Melkart. He had to magic phase it. The turn we won was the turn that he attacked with his first Melkart. I mean, it was so sad. It was so terrible. So yeah, we're really afraid because like the Zabalba can summon the kitty cats late. This guy can summon Melkarts late. And so if this team gets to late game, they have a very big potential of just out winning. I and so we kind of want to kick them out as fast as we can. So like everybody's like, we should kill them, we should kill them. And so the big guys that seem to be on board are Femoria because why not? And then Ulm, which is great because if Ulm's going south, they're not going north. And I'm really worried because if you see like Ulm's already got 2 forts, they've got a ton of territory, And this guy, like, I was warned by Lucid, and I was warned by everybody else that this was the guy that's he really good. And of course, I get him on my border, and
Yeah.
his this is his capital, and his capital is like our these are both two away from our capital. Yeah, and so like it's not it's one of those things that I'm not. I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you look, this is the capital in 1 2 2, and then this is his capital 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
On this map maker, this is Nuke Map, and Nuke Map has it. Yes, it's normally this far apart. I did a little bit different to change the starting location. Oh, sorry. I started like changing starting locations, and I drew these like you see the roads. I drew those. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
Yes, yes, they are very beautiful. I like your finger painting. What is it of? Is that a dragon? No, it's you, mommy.
Thanks, son.
Yeah, thanks, son. Ah, so yeah, that's the Bulba. They've got a little bit of something going after them. I think that around this point, Arco Cephali starts telling me that they want somebody else, that they want us to kill somebody else, and everybody's trying to get us to get into a coalition. And meanwhile, Vish is sitting here salivating over Marverni and the fact that he's taken all of this expansion. Like, if you look at this territory, it's 1 2 3 4 away from Vish's cap, and it's like
Yeah.
1 2 from his. It's like Vish is salivating at this point. I'm sitting there like, because this was when I was really busy. I'm like, hey Vish, what are we gonna attack first? And he's sitting here. I'm sure he's like, who do you think we're gonna attack? Like, good luck, have fun, die.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get ready for this pretty soon. First, I need to take out these elephants, and then once I start taking out the elephants, I'm gonna push on Marverni as well. And I need to stop this because I've just found out that Zabalba's cap is here, and Zabalba has gone 1 2 3 4 on me, and it's 1 2 3 away from mine. So this should technically be mine, kind of ish, but it's kind of in no man's. So, yep, that's the end. We kind of went a little bit long, but oh well, it was fun. Next time we need to start talking about Marverni and possibly and Ulm. We got to talk about Ulm and why I at this point I'm getting paranoid that they're going to attack us. So, um, we'll talk about that next time, and the war should be starting in the next 2 or 3 turns. The next turn should be going a little bit faster. Okay, well, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.